Hey everybody, I'm John. I collect cards. Hope you're doing well. This is a VR for Drew, a Vintage Legacy, about franchise players and showing a few cards of major leaguers who played their entire career with one team. So I'm going to take a few minutes here and do just that, share a few franchise player cards. I think this is a really great idea for VR. I'm looking forward to sharing. So I'll turn the camera around. All right, so I've got five players here who I'm going to show a few cards of. And the first one, who I've talked about many times on my channel, but I'll take another opportunity to share a couple of cards, or four cards in this case, of one of my all-time favorite players on the diamond, and that's Thurman Munson. So here's his rookie card, 1970 tops. Just a cool card. I mean, I love the back of his card here where it says, his good arm, great desire. Just an interesting phrase, but definitely translated on the field. I didn't get to see him play much at all when I was a kid because I was only 6 when he passed away. But just even watching, highlight reels or, videos of old games, like, ABC feeds or WPIX feeds, etc. It's just, you can just, he always came through, or just often came through in the clutch. I mean, just his he kind of lived up to the legend kind of a thing. Here's a 71. It's only in a 4. And it's actually I think it's actually a pretty generous 4 because it's got a bit of a warp or a wrinkle there. I don't know if it's a flat out crease or not, but might upgrade that at some point. It's a 71. The 72 is my best card of his. I have it at an 8, which was a really nice result from SGC. I submitted that a few months ago. I also have a 73 card here, which I probably won't get graded, although it's pretty okay shape, but not sure if it's worth the $15 for an SGC grade on that one. I also have a 79, and that's all I have of him, actually. At some point, I will pick up all of his cards. I just don't have them all yet. The next one I'm going to move on to is, this is a player who I think I've mentioned once or twice on my channel in the past. This is a player who I always kind of respected as an opponent, being a Yankee fan, as an opponent in the then AL East when they were there in the American League, and that's the Brewers. And one of the best Brewers of all time, probably the greatest Brewer of all time, is Robin Yount. And I say that only because Paul Molitor played for other teams, so he's not a franchise player, at least in this definition, for the purpose of this video, as Robin Yount is. And so this is his rookie card. Probably won't ever get this graded because it's only a VG probably at best. I picked this up in a lot that had several other rookies that I did end up getting graded, and so it ended up being a pretty nice purchase 3 years ago or so. That's his rookie card. There was just something about Robin Yount that, here's a 78. I'm putting together the 78 Hall of Fame run. There was just something about Yount. He came to play every day, and he was just a good hitter. He was just a excellent ball player, and he played shortstop and center field, and he may have won Gold Gloves at both positions even. Don't quote me on that, but I think he may have. Just a heck of a ball player. 3,000 hits. Came up at 18 years old. He just brought it every day. Had a star turn, like he kind of really got noticed on the national stage in the 1982 World Series. He and Paul Molitor both lit it up in that series in a losing effort in a 7-gamer to the Cardinals. Here's my only autograph of Robin Yount, and it's a really cool one. I got it in here backwards in the bag, but it's a clearly authentic from a couple of years back. What I like about this card is that 74 was his rookie year. He went to the Hall of Fame in 1999. And the design is 1954 tops, which next to 1978 are my two favorite sets of all time. So I thought this was a really cool find on eBay a couple of years ago. In some ways, it's sort of a personal one of one. So I really like having that auto. So thought I'd throw in a modern card there to share as well. I actually have one more, a modern card for another player coming up here, and that's actually Jim Palmer, who he's... with Brooks Robinson's passing, here's a 78 tops. With Brooks Robinson's passing, Jim Palmer was sort of, was being just, he was in a, saw a lot of video clips of him recently, like talking about Brooks, and just coincidentally, the Orioles honored him, recognized him on the field right near the end of the regular season for 60 years of being a part of the Orioles organization. I think it was a kind of like a really nice little pregame ceremony they did for him that I watched last week. And I mean, if a person, if a ball player is attached to an organization for 60 years, I mean, that defines a franchise player. So I thought it was a great opportunity to trot out Jim Palmer here. I don't have his rookie card. I'm actually, kind of looking for it right now, but I have an autograph of him that he signed through the mail for me. He's got a really cool signature, so I might TTM him again at some point as well. But there's the two cards of Jim Palmer. Pretty much the greatest Orioles pitcher of all time, and we'll see. We'll see how the O's do. They got a week off here, and or almost a week, and we'll see if they will have any rust once they meet the winner of the. Who are they playing? I think they're playing the winner of Texas and Tampa Bay. I think is who they meet, and we'll see what happens in that series. Playoffs start today. I'm recording this on Tuesday, October 4th, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to this. The playoffs, actually, game one of that Rangers-Rays series, I think starts in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So good stuff. I'm working my way back here. So the fourth player of five here is going to be Al Kaline. I live in Michigan, so I thought it only appropriate to trot out Mr. Tiger. Here's his rookie card from 1954. Great card. I mean, he, again, here's one person who epitomizes growing with a ball club, kind of like Jim Palmer. I mean, you look at his 1966 rookie card for Palmer. I mean, him and Kaline, they're 19 years old, 18 years old. They're teenagers still. I'm pretty sure Kaline was a teen still when he came up with the Tigers. Yeah, he played in 1953. He was a bonus baby. And he was all of 18 years old, I think. His birthday was in December of 34. So, yeah, pretty fascinating stuff between Yount, who I shared earlier here. I mean, teenager here, Kaline, Palmer. I mean, that kind of, coincidence or not. I mean, that's just sort of like when you start out as part of a franchise and make it to the show that early. It's you make it there, you last throughout your whole career with that team. I mean, you are identified with that team. It's actually pretty deep stuff in a way, actually, when you think about it a little bit. So there's his rookie card. Here's his 1961 tops. Thought I'd share this as well. It's a pretty nice picture. It's a nice portrait. And this one's it's decently centered. It's a little left. But pretty nice 61. It's, among his more blasé cards, I guess you could say, in terms of he's got some really nice cards in his player run for tops. His 59 is great. Actually had showed that recently. I'm actually about to send that out to get graded. But I wanted to show this one in this video. Another one I really want to pick up for him is his 63. He's got a nice 63 card, and I kind of like the 63 set. So there are two K-lines, and then the last player I'm going to show here is another franchise player, but he kind of, he doesn't get lost in the shuffle next to his dominant rotation mate for the Dodgers. I'm speaking of Don Drysdale here. I think it would be, I thought this would be a good opportunity to, share a couple of cards of him. Sandy Koufax gets so much hobby attention, deservedly so, of course. He's, quite arguably the greatest left-hander of all time. But gosh, Don Drysdale was a Cy Young Award winner in 1962 and was about as, could you make the case he was the greatest number two in a starting rotation of all time? Yeah, he probably could, because he would have been the ace on a whole bunch of other staffs. And he was for a couple of years after Koufax retired. And right when, I guess when Drysdale was retiring, Don Sutton was just kind of emerging as a key, part in a future Dodger rotation moving forward. So interesting there that Drysdale was sort of there for, swung that era. I don't have his Topps rookie, 57 rookie. I'd like to get it someday. But I do really like his 63 card. I think this is a great card just in terms of the composition. When I find, like, I like highlighting cards in a video that to me just look awesome, and this is one of them. So you don't see enough vintage players. At least I can't recall lots of them. You see so many poses of, like, you can almost call it the Whitey Ford shot or the Whitey Ford pose, because almost all of his cards he's in like a follow through pose motion, which got kind of old after a while on a lot of his cards, but awesome pitcher he was. I love the rubbing the baseball shot. I think that's cool. Wish I would see more of these even today, in current cards. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see too many cards like this with him, kind of, giving the ball a rub down there. I don't know if that's the right word, but anyway, there's 5 players I thought I'd share some cards of. And with that, I guess I'll call it a video. So thanks, Drew, for the chance to share a few. And always love taking part in the VR when I can. So until next time, enjoy the playoffs.